So much for this. With case counts rising in BC, public health is ordering nightclubs and banquet halls closed, cutting off liquor sales elsewhere every night at 10, even telling venues to lower music levels.
I do think these are necessary actions right now. It's going to be a challenging time for those businesses, and I think we need to all start rethinking about what we need to do to get us through the next few months.
Those are more draconian measures than what these two premiers have announced for Ontario and Quebec, though they too are seeing more infections. Consider 3 ministers from François Legault's cabinet are all now isolating after potential exposure. Such is the risk in Quebec. Once seen as Canada's COVID epicenter, it's again approaching a daily average of 200 new cases.
There's good reason to think it's the beginning of a more substantial increase as people go back to school, go back to work, start taking public transit more, etc.
Quebec unveiled a new regional alert system. It's color-coded, indicating 4 stages of severity, with most of the province in green so far, but pockets of yellow signal an early warning of growing transmission that may only worsen.
I hope not. That's exactly what we're trying to prevent.
In Ontario, too, the long lineups for testing highlight a growing threat. More infections, along with fears of community spread.
It's not reported publicly how many of those cases are the result of an infection being acquired in the home versus the workplace.
As a precaution, Ontario now says it won't consider loosening restrictions to allow any bigger gatherings for at least another 4 weeks.
There is no clear plan right now to go back to stage 2. That doesn't mean we wouldn't.
What worries the Premier is parties with no masks or distancing, and big weddings, like one held recently at venues in the Toronto area. The event now linked to at least 23 infections.
Postpone your wedding, get married in a small group, but you can't have these big gatherings.
Other provinces will be watching as BC moves first to impose new restrictions, perhaps a sign of things to come elsewhere as the crisis looks bound to worsen once again. Thomas Daigle, CBC News, Toronto.